You're listening to episode 141 of the Fitness Empowerment Podcast, and today I am answering the question, how does tracking food lead to fat loss? Hey there, and welcome back to the Fitness Empowerment Podcast. My name is Danny. I am your host, and on this podcast, I am focused on sharing with you ways to increase your energy, decrease your stress, and save you time so that you feel empowered to go after the life you want. Okay, on this podcast, I'm currently answering client questions about tracking nutrition and how tracking can help them along their fitness journey. If you are not a client, but you have a question about tracking your nutrition, then I would love to hear from you. Send me a DM on Instagram at Danny Phillips or an email at danny@thedietdoc.com, and your question might appear on a future episode of the Fitness Empowerment Podcast. Now, to make sure that you don't miss out on these episodes, I would like to invite you to join my email list where I let you know when my latest podcast or YouTube episodes are posted and available for your listening pleasure. The link is going to be in the details of this podcast episode, or you can find it probably on Instagram or Facebook. I do post it quite frequently. On to the question of the day. So how does tracking your food lead to fat loss? This is such a good question for someone who is on the edge about tracking or has maybe tracked before and not seen results, or just become overwhelmed with the kind of perceived tediousness of the tracking habit. My initial answer for you is that simply tracking your food does not always lead to fat loss, and fat loss is not guaranteed as a result of writing down what you eat or typing what you eat into an app. The act of tracking doesn't always change what you decide to put into your body. There's just more to it. So what it does do is it brings awareness to what you're eating and how much of it you're eating. And through that awareness, you may start to make some additional changes that are going to lead to fat loss. So if your goal is indeed fat loss, then oftentimes when you start to realize how much you are eating, you'll then trend on eating just a little bit less. Marketing has ingrained the thoughts of eating less, getting skinny, losing weight, and then you'll feel better. And I disagree. I cringe every time I'm at the grocery store in the checkout line and I see lose 10 pounds in 10 days, or lose a pound a day for the next week, or do this keto diet and you're going to drop all this weight and feel fabulous. And I'm like, no, no, you're probably not, because maybe it worked for one person, but maybe they also have a very detailed plan behind that one statement. So the marketing really gets me. So while there can be some truth to some of that marketing, your individual journey is just not going to match the magazine. Now, I promote the learning aspect of tracking to my clients, and I want you and I want them to learn about what is in the foods they are eating. This is going to help you develop your point A on the roadmap, right? Like if you don't know where that point A is and what you're currently doing, then you can't ever decide the path on how you're going to get to point B, or how you're going to get to your goal, how you're going to get to the result. So you start to see how what you're putting into your body is actually affecting you physically, mentally, emotionally, etc. Once you have an awareness around what you are eating and how much or how not enough you are eating, that is where you can make those decisions to change your habits in order to achieve that goal of fat loss, if that is your goal. So that's going to wrap us up for today. Thank you so much for tuning in for this quick discussion on how tracking your food can lead to fat loss. I would love to hear more about your tracking journey again, so please send me a DM on Instagram or respond to my emails if you're already on my email list. If you're not, then this is the perfect time to finish up this episode and consider joining me over on the email list. The link is in the details and the show notes below for this podcast. Now, the next client question I'll be answering is, what do I need to track my food? So if this question makes you curious, then hit that subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss out on the answer. And this is not so much strategy versus like, what are the physical things that I need so that I can accurately track my food? So have an awesome rest of your week, and I will talk to you in the next episode. Bye for now.